What up, Joe? You are tuning in to What Works for Us, the Black Queer Lifestyle Podcast,
where we'll discuss everything Black and queer.
Mental health,
relationships,
art,
fashion.
We taking back our culture, y'all.
Carry my city like some shoulder pads and strap. Evidently, I've been killing.
If I do the things to you, put you on do not disturb.
Hey. Hi.
Hey.
You should say hi Shout first out. So people know what they're listening to.
They're listening to the slow jams on VWJ.
That was not a slow jam.
V103.
No.
Okay. That's for my Atlanta folks. You know, I know yesterday was Detroit Day. Okay, anyway. What's up, y'all?
Yeah, and happy belated 313 Day.
Happy belated 313 Day. Y'all are now listening to What Works for Us, all Black Emerson.
All queer.
All queer. Shout out to 313 Day. Now, wait a minute. Am I a little too... I know I got the jitteries today.
Oh.
And I'm going to tell y'all why. I'm so happy and whatever. But, yes, you want to check in first, Emerson? Okay, you went to Sonic? Okay, Sonic. Is that a promotion? Like,
no, it's not a promotion. It actually wasn't a promotion. Didn't nobody really have to know. I mean, I had it covered, though.
No,
yes, I did have it covered. It's covered. You can't see the whole name.
We know the cut. We know the cut, girl.
Oh, so but still, it wasn't just like blatantly out. Whatever.
A placement.
No, it wasn't a placement. A placement with a logo.
I thought we had a little something. Well, y'all know what time it is because Emerson is mad that I called out his Sonic shout out, but it is time to what?
Check in. Yeah, I go first because mine is not gonna be long.
Okay, Emerson. You
no, it's not. It's not though. It's business as usual for me. There's nothing going on. I really don't have anything new to talk about. Same old. But everything's good. I feel good. I'm well. And yeah, I'm just. I'm just trying to make stuff happen. Like I said, I was trying to make happen before, but just working. I'm a work in progress. But one thing I will talk about though is that I've had on my mind lately is something very shallow and kind of materialistic. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, you can fast forward. But it's just something I was reminded of looking on Instagram today. That lady A Nice I was telling you about, but before that made me want to go back to the hood and be around Black people. So I was looking at her page today, and she always goes shopping every weekend. Now she shops at stores that I wouldn't necessarily shop at.
Like what?
Well, it's a store. I don't want to name it because it's a controversial store right now, and it was some controversy kind of with the competitor of this store this week. So I'm kind of giving it away. But yeah, it was a controversy. Oh no. No, it's a store. It's a store that a lot of Black people we were talking about lately, and this week there's been a resolution that a lot of people say it wasn't one for real. And
Jamal Bryant,
right? So I'm talking about the other store. I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the other store, Walmart. She shops at Walmart. But yeah. So but even regardless of the fact, that's not important. That's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is, she goes shopping every weekend, and I just think about when I was younger. I've been thinking about when I was younger, and I used to Clueless. I love Clueless, the movie and the show. And I always used to say when I got older, I was going to do big things, and I'm gonna go shopping. I'm gonna have bags and bags and bags. And when I get grown up money and that kind of stuff, because remember the little $10 we used to get back in the day wouldn't do a fuck thing and no damn mall. Okay, you can go to the corner store, you get you a Faygo, or you can get you 4 for $1 like Flamin' Hots. You can get those string. I used to call them sueys. They're like strings, but they're almost like Sour Patches. They have sugar and salt on them, and you can get them cherry, apple, or blueberry. And I used to always get the blueberry ones. And I don't even like blueberry like that. But you could do you have $20, you can go and fuck up a corner store. Okay, and
Okay.
come out with change. And you used to be able to go to the record store too and maybe get you a single or two, because when they was used to be like $3, $5. So that's the type of shop I used to when I was younger. But I was like, when I get older, I was going, go to the store and get bags and bags and bags, because she was talking. I was talking about old stores from back in the day, like Ganto's, 579, Merry Go Round, Loman's, Baker's. And I used to know all these stores because my mom worked at Fairlane. Again, shout out to 313. My mom worked at Fairlane for like 17 years. So I was always there. Like my auntie would drop me off because she babysat me. So she would drop me off before my mom got off. And I would just walk around the mall. So and I would just look at the stores, look at stuff, so that's why the malls dying is kind of depressing to me, because it was truly part of my childhood. I used to walk around malls all the time. At least Fairlane, I used to walk around malls all the time. Anywho, my point is, I feel like I've been robbed of my adulthood because I'm not able to shop like that because of this whole digital thing and everybody shopping online, and the stores ain't storing like they used to store back in the day. Now, could I go to the stores and buy accessories? Sure. But I'm not gonna go and be like Carisha was at Chanel and just buy a whole. But that won't happen. Or could I go buy
How
more
was she
than one
at
pair of shoes?
Chanel?
Remember, Diddy took her. He took her on a shopping spree and they put it on the internet.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it won't be like that at no Chanel. But I mean, or I could go and get me a fragrance. But if I go get fragrances, I'm not going to have bags on bags. I'm going to maybe get one, maybe two. So it's not the same. So my point of me bringing this up is I feel like I've been robbed of something from my adulthood. And normally it's the opposite. People feel like they was robbed of their childhood or robbed of things of their childhood. I feel like I was robbed of something from my adulthood because of all this digital shit. And you know what? Actually, it's really making me feel some kind of way. And
it's upsetting me in my home, girl, because we feel like, well, damn, if you can't go to Better No Chase, what the hell could you go?
That part. So, like, yeah. So I feel like I've been robbed in my adulthood, and I've just really been thinking about it because it's something I think about often. I'm like, I can't. Today was such a beautiful day here in Austin. It was so beautiful. When I went and got this, I'm like, oh my God, it feels so good outside. It's a perfect riding out day. It would have been a perfect day to go to the mall. But like for me to buy what? Like, especially here in Austin, the demographics a little different. So like I tried to go to Nordstrom's one time and it was just, no, it's just not my vibe. It's just not my thing. But that's what I've been thinking about. Something very shallow. I just be sitting in bed like, oh, I can't. You was talking about earlier, like, you don't have any Saturday errands to run? I would love to get up and go to the mall on a Saturday. But for what? What am I going to go for? I mean, outside of the stuff, like I said, that stuff, but I can't go and just like shop and get racks on racks on racks, racks on racks on racks, because it's like we ain't got no damn stores. But I actually want to ask you, because I've never really thought about it. I was like, is there anything that maybe other people feel like they was robbed of their adulthood once they became of an adult? Like they thought when they were a kid, this was, it's something I always wanted to do. And I thought it was like this. Like some people say club culture. They thought that the clubs was going to be like they was in the videos back in the day, like it's getting hot in here and stuff like that. And then they got older and it was totally not that. But is there anything like you thought of when you was a kid that you like wanted, or you thought you was going to do when you got older? And once you got older, it's like, you can't do it because it is non-existent, or it's just not what you thought it was going to be?
I would say that you bring that up, I was thinking about that earlier. I mentioned we were talking, and it was about my car and like getting my car washed. And I was like, I'm about to go out of town, so there's no need, and I don't really drive my car that often, so it's like it's not the thing. Like I feel like that's something that I feel like that I got robbed in my adulthood because growing up I was like, oh, I want a nice car. I'm gonna
Oh,
keep it car wash. I'm gonna pick up my girls, my boys. We gonna go to the park. We gonna like we used to do. Like I used
mm-hmm.
to get picked up. Be like
Right.
three of us in the back seat. We used to go to house, park,
Oh,
get dropped back at
yes.
home, take a shower, get picked back up, and so I feel like I don't have that, right? Like I like my car. It gets me around. She's pretty when she's clean. But for what? Like I feel like I probably have had maybe four people in my cars in like 4 years, right? Like I don't really, we Uber everywhere we go, Edmondson. So the idea of me like getting my car washed, and then Austin is kind of different because like you're not gonna get your car washed and go turn up for South by. Like, you're not taking your car to South by, right? Like, if you do
Absolutely
go
not.
downtown, you parking your car so far, and so your car is just not an attraction. And I feel like most people in Austin, I have no clue what they drive. I would say
Same.
90% of people, I have no clue what they drive. Even people I work with, so often I like, sometimes like I might run into them, like we both leaving at the same time. Like, oh, that's their car. Like, because I just, but back in the day, I feel like, especially in Detroit, right? You know, cars was a thing, and so you would know,
Absolutely.
you would see somebody ride down and like, that's so and so so and so, that's their car.
Yeah.
Bitch, if somebody drove on my street in their car right now, I would have a clue
Nope.
who car was or anything. I can't tell you like. So I think that's a big thing, especially like for a man, and especially for me, who got my license so later in life, right? I think I was 21 when I got my license, and so I was always a passenger princess most
Okay.
of my time, and so yeah, I think that whole experience. I remember Brandon used to get his car wash and he'd come pick us up. He'd come to my house, then he'd go get Randy, then he'll get one of my other brothers, and then we'll go to the park or we'll go riding around. We're nowhere to go. We were just
Yeah.
making stuff up. Like, we wasn't really doing anything.
Yeah.
But that was the day, right? You get your car wash and you start your day. And whatever you land, I mean, wherever you landed type of thing. And then everybody go home around 6 o'clock, take a shower, and get ready for the nighttime. So I definitely feel like parking lot, even like everyday people, auntie's house, all none of that is not about your cars. But you know, in Detroit, every big event was about your car.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's something I've been deprived of for sure. Being able
Okay.
to
No, that's a good one
ride
too.
streets.
Right. No, it's so funny that you said that though, because I was just saying this is riding out weather. Today was riding out weather. The sun was setting. I was like, you should be riding out somewhere. Like, but who is gonna ride out downtown right now?
Right. Nobody.
Nobody
And who the hell
in
I'm
their
about
right
to pull
mind.
up on
Right. No,
and be
at
hanging outside
Southside.
the car.
Right.
Like, could you imagine me pulling up in your parking lot, in your driveway, and then like everything come to the car, and we all like leaning up on the car, hanging
Yeah.
outside?
Right.
You probably be like, can you come inside? Would you let me hang outside your house ever since just hanging out?
Well, they do. They do that. My neighbors do that. Now they do that. They be, they kind of like park. They be kind of like garage, like driveway
Yeah.
pimping. So they do that too. So that wouldn't be a big deal. I think that would just be something for me to get used to. But that's not really a big deal because they both do on both sides. It's more so both sides. Both sides they do it. But it would be something for me to get used to. And especially having a
I can
backyard.
imagine.
And then I'm like, well, can we go in the backyard? Like,
Right.
but I mean, but
I pull out the bottle in the car. I pull out the
and
bottle
we just in the front.
cups
But
and-
yeah, it almost wouldn't even make sense though, because I probably like, well, we might just go in the back. But I mean, I hear what you're saying. We used to be in the front. In Detroit, you be in the front of the house. You was not necessarily back. Some people was in the back. It just depends. But some people, they wanted to see they were trying to be seen. So they wanted to see who was
Right.
coming up and down the block. So you stay outside.
You
Yeah.
had to
So
stay off in the front. That's what it
Yeah.
actually was. See who was on the block.
yeah. Oh, and when we was kids, that's what we did without cars. We stayed outside in the street. We would be standing in the middle of the street like it was something going on in the middle of the street, and wasn't a fuck thing going on in the middle of the street. Cars coming down, we just blocking traffic, moving in and out of the street, just standing there, not doing
Right.
anything. So you're
Yeah,
right.
I definitely think that's the biggest thing.
Well, okay, that was a good one. Well, that was my check-in, y'all. So what's your
What
check-in?
flavor is you? Is it a slushy? Is it a?
It's the cherry
What are you
limeade.
drinking? Oh, that sounds good. You know, first of all, Sonic has the best drinks. You get any kind of slushy, any kind of shake, any kind
Yeah.
of. I don't even like the shakes. I just like to crush ice with the different flavored, like cherry limeade. That's a good one. I think really my check-in, the biggest thing for me is, I don't know, I'm gonna give y'all a little history since I like to be a little bit vulnerable on our show. Basically, like my whole life, I've had like ENT, like hearing issues. I was actually born that way with like enlarged adenoid glands that kind of messed up my whole wiring of like how I hear and how I talk. Like I had a lisp growing up. I wasn't able to hear as a kid, and so I didn't learn how to talk till I was older because sound didn't come through. You know, my mama always tell the story that the doctor told her, like, when I hear stuff, it sounds like stuff underwater. And so all through middle school, elementary school, even middle school, I took speech classes. Like I really worked hard to be able to talk. And I even think everything around the time I was in high school and stuff, I would bring this up, how everybody was teasing me about my list. My list used to be way worse in high school, but even before that, like, you know what I'm saying? So over years, as I got older, you can hear my list, but it's not as bad, clearly, right? But I've always had hearing issues, and a lot of that is due to because of my adenoid glands and stuff like that. I have real bad sinuses and stuff, like really bad and stuff like that. So with the sinus pressure and the sinus drainage, then my ears, I can't hear. And so, make a long story short, I finally had some mild surgery on my ears. I got some tubes in my eardrums, which drain the liquid out, so I can hear y'all. I can hear, even right now, like talking to y'all, everything sounds like amplified. So if you see me like trying to adjust my head to my, because everything, like even listening to Emerson, it's just like I turned my speakers down. My speakers is currently on 42. So it's like below the middle, and you still sing loud to me. Like I still sing loud, so my ears got to get adjusted. But I'd rather hear loudly than not to hear at all any day. So shout out, and I guess just to, you know, like we talked about in this episode, like dealing with doctors is, the healthcare system is so much work, right? Like having to go to your PCP, having to get, you know, referrals that then go to these specialties facilities, paying these copays. Like I was talking to this girl, not talking to this girl, look at me. I was watching TikTok yesterday, and this girl, she got really, really bad acne, adult acne. And the videos, why it caught my attention, the video that went viral, she's putting on her makeup and she's crying. She was like, every day I wake up wishing this wasn't my reality, and I wish I could love the person I see in the mirror. Did you see that, Emerson?
Mm-mm.
It's going viral because you go to her page, she don't have that. It's not much going on, but that video went viral. And then, okay, so I went down rabbit hole on her page, and she was like, she was like, well, I got this rude comment saying that I wouldn't take any skincare advice from you. So
they
she
are
was
that
saying,
rude.
they are so rude. They because she was, you know, she was saying people telling her all of this stuff like, do this, do this, do this, do this. And she was like, well, guys, I've done all that. But at the same time, even the follow-up, she said, do y'all understand? Like I switched insurance. I'm having to get different jobs, and then the copays and my deductibles. And it's really expensive paying $90 out of pocket every time that, you know, a follow-up and I understood her because, like, you go to the doctor, one thing, you get your lab bills in the mail, you pay your copay, then you get a referral to an ENT, you got to pay for the procedure, you got to pay for the copay, you got to pay for the eardrops, you got to pay, not you got to pay for the eardrop, like my insurance pay for that, but I'm just saying, like, the copays maybe, but the doctor copays, yes. Then if they take you, my doctor want me to, because of the surgeries I might have, now they want me to go get an x-ray. So now the x-ray people call it, then I find, you know, I schedule an appointment for that. But x-rays are expensive. Even if my insurance pay it, I know I'm going to get $100, $200 bill. So just going to the doctor and getting a couple referrals, if you paying out of pocket for your copays, any emergency surgery, like I got the tubes in my ear, then I got to go, you know, the other places, then the lab bill, then the hearing test bill. That's going to come in the mail too, right? So it's expensive when you're trying to take care of yourself outside of just the normal things, like when you're trying to like beat something or fix something, right? But I say that to say this: stick it out. Stick it out. Maybe take a break, right? Like if you do need, because I've started and restarted my ENT journey. I'm 40 now, right? And so this is something I've been going through my whole life. And I'm just not starting the fix part. But that's because the medical industrial complex just makes it so hard for you to get adequate health care, right? So just stick it out though. So I'm excited. So that's really my check-in, right? Like I feel good. I head to DC in the morning to go and advocate for people living with HIV, people of the queer community, people that identify as trans. So I'll be meeting with the Texas legislators on Capitol Hill. I know Candace from Potomac's going to be there. The Housewives is doing a prep session on the Hill. I'm just letting you know, Candace. What's a Dillard Bassett? You called. I can't even say why. Let me hush. I almost forgot what I was about to say. Okay, you know why I don't like you. And I'm just leave it at that. Checked in.
Girl.
I almost said something.
Wow.
I want to attack you.
Going back to you going through the processing of getting the EMT situation handled, I just want to. Oh, that wasn't the one. This one. That was one. Right. So, yes, congratulations on that. And yeah, it takes time when you have issues with stuff to figure it out. And I hate when people on the internet, or even people in life, they'll tell you certain stuff. You need to do this. You need to do that. And it's like, well, I have been doing this. I have been doing that. Like, it took me 30 years to get my skin together. 30 years. And I finally figured it out. So sometimes it just takes time, and I'm still doing stuff. And like you said, it costs, you have to stick it out, and you have to just pay the $5, pay the copay. If you want to get it fixed, because sometimes because sometimes you just need that. We can't. I like to do stuff myself, but sometimes you need that. You have to go and you have to get assistance from some type of a professional. Whatever that professional might be. So yeah, like Tariq said, stick it out. Go through what overused word I hate. Go through your journey. I hate that word now. Yeah, I hate journey. The process, path. The
process.
Yeah, process or path, whatever. Not journey. Because that's a whole different talk show. So yeah, shout out to yes. I'm happy that you can hear now, and I know I now I talk loud. So yeah, now you know my voice projects.
Even when I had the blockage of the hearing, Edmondson, you have never not been at a certain volume to me. So I was to leave it at that. But yes, and another thing too, yeah, people say, I can't afford it. Put that Hennessy bottle. Don't buy that Hennessy bottle next Friday. Put that Don Julio or that Casamigo shots in the, you're trying to put shots down everybody's throat. That's 3 copays. Well, at least one copay. Let me not do that. One copay right there. That bottle of Casamigo. So it is worth it. But I do understand it is a path, not a journey.
Right.
So what else is on the docket today, Edmondson? Because there's some, some dirty things that we want to get into, and maybe not dirty the way y'all thinking about it, but literally dirty.
Well, kinks,
well maybe
with people in their kinks. That's why this topic is a very kind of sensitive topic, because I can go in based off my personal, but then I have to think nowadays with people in their kinks. I try not to kink shame people. I really try not to, but so
somebody mailed you some used underwear with some
I don't do that. I don't want that. I don't do that. That's not my thing. I'm not into that. But shout out to people that do it. I would throw it away. I'm not gonna do nothing with that.
But you have to pick it up and kind of see what it is.
No, I don't. If it's underwear that's like not in a package from like Fruit of Balloon or something like that, it's nothing for me to do with it. Like, what the hell is this? I'm just gonna throw it away.
You wear Fruit of the Loom?
No, I'm just saying. If it's not now, I'm just using that as an example. If it's not a package like now I've been wearing what's that brand? It's one brand that I get from Macy's, but I forget the name of it. It starts with the V. I do Calvin Klein though too, but then I've been doing Michael Kors too. I know Michael Kors is canceled, but he has some cute underwear to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
I'm a Calvin Klein, and but I saw some. I got some Nautica ones on Amazon that just like the Calvin Klein ones, and so I got about. It was like a. I think during Amazon days, what's it called? Prime days, and they had like a sale. And bitch, I think I bought like five packages of Nautica, and they just they 50% cheaper than my Calvin Klein, and they the same aesthetic, the same thing. It just say Nautica, not Calvin Klein. So if you see me in my Nautica underwear, I got it from
ain't nothing wrong
Amazon.
with Nautica. Just don't be Gildan.
Oh, okay, no. Oh,
I
you
mean,
know
no.
who
Well,
wear
I can't.
Hanes a lot?
Who?
Soldier Boy, Tello. Like, he always showing his underwear and stuff. I follow him on Snapchat. And for him to be a celebrity, I'm surprised he wear a lot of Hanes. I mean, it'd be like the black Hanes and the colorful Hanes, like black and red, the solid colors. But I was like, okay, that just shows you like you don't have to spend a lot of money because I'm pretty sure Hanes, even though those kind of Hanes would probably be they're not like the cheapest Hanes you can buy, but still, it was kind of interesting. He got all these gold chains and iced out wrists, and then you see the Hanes underwear. I'm like, oh, okay,
Hanes is okay. Yeah.
yeah, but people have what's the underwear, I can't even think of a name brand underwear that people be wearing now.
The one that
high
we
end.
was just talking about. Well, we was just talking about one of them ones that the old boy, girl, baby daddy be wearing. What's them kind? Would that be having the pop tarts?
PSD,
Those
the
kind, yeah.
PSD, yeah. Oh, I can't stand the part. It looks stank. Even when the boy look cute, those colorful underwears with all that stuff on it just look like, are they clean? Like, I don't know. I just don't like it. I think at a certain age, and I guess because I am of an age, it's just not. It's just not sexy. Even the sexiest person wearing them, it's the most unsexiest thing to see somebody with some part tarts or Eggo waffles
Yeah.
or Transformers. It's just like this is getting into some testy waters. Like, why do y'all want little boys' underwear or graphics on? Like,
That part. That part. Yeah, it's way more sexier for me to see some Calvin Klein, just a black Calvin Klein. That's just way more sexier
like,
to me. But
or
that's
some
me
white.
personally.
Woo.
Oh, well, yeah, white if they're clean.
Well, baby, that's the
That's what we
only
got.
option. Ain't no if.
Well, but if that's not but if that's your kink, listen, that's your thing. No, I'm not trying to. That's just not my thing. I just want to be clear because nowadays you don't
So
know.
is it a kink? Does it become a kink only if someone else is attracted to sexually? Can you like being dirty or your own hygiene not being up to normal standards, and you like that for yourself? Is that still considered like a sexual kink,
You know
or
what?
that's just a
That's a good question, and you kind of walking us right into this because Selena Gomez, is that her husband, Benny Blanco? They
yeah? They
married.
got married.
Okay,
Yeah.
so her husband. Yeah, I don't. He kind of talks about that, not necessarily to be a kink, but it's like his preference. So I don't. I don't know if it's. I think it can be. Some people get turned on by their own scent, so I guess it can be.
Well, I do like when I'm musty. I go. Oh, I love that when you wipe under your arms. Like I'm like, ooh, that smells good.
We'll
But
see. Well,
I mean, that's as far as it go, though, right? Like it doesn't turn me on. I just like my own smell. Is that weird?
no, I've seen other people say that. Actually, I've seen my own TikTok say that. A couple of people on TikTok say that. So, that's why I have to be careful what I say because you just never know. Because I could really go in, but I'd be like, let me just kind of, I walk on eggshells when it comes to that kind of stuff because you just don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna play a clip of Selena Gomez's husband, Benny Blanco, talking about like some things with hygiene with himself and other people as well, which I was kind of like, oh wow. Hold on.
Uh,
Oh, I'm okay. I'm getting confusion. Okay, here we go.
My mom said I was very. You like that?
Oh, don't make it a moment.
Oh no, I wasn't. I liked it. It made me feel good. I love you so much.
I do a thing where I also like don't believe in like always shampooing your hair or conditioning your hair. I also like don't. I'm like really clean, but I don't shower every day. But some people I know shower like 2-3 times a day. But I feel like the oils on your skin don't have like time to like rejuvenate and get juicy. I want there to be an aroma as I'm walking by. I want it to smell a little bit like man, a little bit feminine, a little like, I definitely like lean, I think, a little more feminine than in every sense. So bad.
By the way, Benny, thank you.
Oh my God.
You're the first person that said it because everyone comes here.
It's crazy.
No, I know, Benny, you're so honest.
It's
thank
like
you.
food.
It's like fish died.
Yeah, like fish and poo-poo. Oh my God, that's crazy.
We still love you. Benny, you're the first person. I feel like there's always like
That's insane.
a...
Okay.
Oh my God.
No, we love it. It's good, guys.
No, you have an honest man.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, where?
Is he that honest with you? Would he?
Absolutely. He's just really good at gently being able to like say, hey, that didn't make me feel good, or that wasn't, you know, what I thought was nice, and I like that.
That for me is my number one. And when I look at you guys, it seems like you made good choices with each other, that you pick kindness.
So it wasn't as bad as I thought, but I do have a question. What was he smelling when he said it's my poo-poo and fish?
Her breath.
Drew Barrymore's breath?
Yes.
Oh my God. Not poo-poo and fish. Girl. And she like, thank you. Thank you for being honest with me. Like, Drew, I am so tired of her. I cannot believe she got picked up for 2 board seasons. And I'm just so, like, everybody talking about Jennifer Hudson and what's the girl that replaced Sherry Shepherd and Kelly Clarkson, but bitch, Drew Barrymore is just skating on by, sitting there with her legs crossed and her breath smelling like fish and poo-poo. Like, I don't get that. And then this whole act, just like hippie, she's acting like this person from Woodstock or something. Like, who is, like, it's, like, I want to believe that she's that person, but it's so performative. And I know I'm using that word so much lately, but, and I'm not saying I know Drew Barrymore. Like, I don't think she's been, before this show that we really, like, she wasn't a person, she's old school Hollywood. We didn't know much about them, like we know about people now, but what is wrong with her? Like, I'm not saying, like, what is she do? What is the point of the Drew Barrymore show?
I don't know. For her to get in your face and blow her stank ass breath in it, like,
right. And then want to talk to you, and then still talking to you, and then leaning in. I said,
right, she leaned in. So she did. She was like, oh, I'm like, girl, no. Girl, because he was like, oh my goodness, and when she did that, he did get another whip because he was like, oh my gosh, like, girl,
and then this whole thing with I'm gonna be honest about my what you call that, hygiene. I don't necessarily think you have to take a shower every day if you're not going anywhere. Like, for me, I'm big on like washing my face every day, brushing my teeth. Like, just say, for example, like a work week, like I'm gonna take a shower Monday, and I might take a shower that night. I might not take a shower on Tuesday, and I can probably go into Wednesday. I've probably done 2 days the max. And I really got that from like the work from home culture. Before that, you didn't have the option. Like, I don't go outside of my house without taking a shower. I just don't feel right. Like, if I got something to do, even if I'm working from home and I got to be like really present in the morning, I have to take a shower. And I know this whole thing, got to take a shower before bed. People nasty in the shower. Baby, I think that is great hygiene. I totally agree with everybody who take a shower. But like I was looking at a meme earlier, like when you come home from the club and it says, I don't know if you posted it, and saying, it'd be like, text me when you get home.
No,
Then they have
that's
the
me.
person, it says me and the person that's laid out on the floor with their clothes still out. Like, bitch. And that's what I never adopted to that. Like, I will, like, if I had a long day and I need to unwind, a lot of times I will take a shower at night. But I haven't made it that it's mandatory for me unless I went to the gym or something that I do feel like I have to take a shower. But just being outside, I don't automatically think. But I do agree, it probably is more hygienic to take a shower every night. But I'm not the ones who could take a shower at night and then brush my teeth and wash my face and go out my day the next day without taking a shower the next day. I cannot not take a morning shower and leave my house. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
And then like go about my day. Like, oh my God, like, I have to restart. But I can sit in the house and my own oils, as he want to say, or my own scents for 2 days, I would say, for sure. What about you,
Okay.
Emerson? Like, how often do you take your shower or
I'm
baths?
2 times a day. But that's just, I guess for me, I just, yeah, I'm just 2 times a day. I just like, but I'm into, I like different scents of soaps. I like, I still go by the Bath and Body Works stuff and the Victoria's Secret. I'm just that type of a person. So I like to smell that on my body. And then I guess I think about other stuff too, even though I don't have a man or I don't have no man here. I just always think about, I just like to always make sure that I'm clean. Cause I don't know. I just think that if there was a man around, I don't know what he might want to do, touch, rub. I don't know. So I just feel more confident if I'm, like I know I do my 2 a day, or even in the middle of the night if that was the situation. For me that's just me. I just feel better twice a day. But again, I like the smell of freshness. I like that scent. So I guess I'm not a BO person. I'm not a person that's into natural BO. I'm like, I like clean. You spray something on top of it. I'm that type of person. Like, I love a man who's like into fragrances and stuff like that. But if he's clean though, because if you dirty and you put it on top of you, then it stank. And then that's just me though. But I guess I don't know what. I really don't try to talk about stuff like that because, like I say, I don't know what everybody else's thing is. Do what works for you. I guess I don't know if just the conversation. I don't know if the conversation about it though is not necessarily necessary publicly, because I think it just opens you up to somebody going in and saying something about your hygiene when it could be like what you were saying. That could just be your preference. But somebody else can say, "Oh, well, that shouldn't be your preference." And it's like, well, if they okay with it, it's really not. If I'm not doing nothing with Selena Gomez's husband, he like having dirty feet and he likes his oils and he thinks smelling stanky is feminine, then that's not really my personal problem. I mean, I might look at it and be like, "Oh, that's interesting." But if she like it, well, she love it. I don't necessarily like it, but I mean, that's cute for her. It's cute for her. It don't really have nothing to do with me. But I don't know. This whole talk about hygiene and stuff like that now, I mean, I don't know if we should continue doing it because I think everybody's making it seem like it's one way. But I think with what I'm getting from gathering from all this is just everybody has a different way of doing things.
Right. Because I do think it is some truth behind taking too many showers and then putting lotion and stuff on your body. Kind of like sometimes, so it's a couple of things that you made. When I lived with a partner, automatically took a shower before I got to bed. It just didn't feel right when you get into bed. Like you brush your teeth. I even brush my teeth and floss at night. But definitely, if you're sharing a bed with somebody, I couldn't imagine like getting into bed with somebody and not being confident that my body smells appropriate, right? You know what I'm saying? Like so it was automatically 2 showers. And I kind of do agree with him though. Like, 'cause sometimes I take a shower and don't put so it's kind of the opposite of what you're saying. Like, I do believe to let my skin breathe. So sometimes I do go without moisturizing myself, or I do believe if you're taking, because there's been times where I've taken like 3, like South by Southwest or something, when there's something going on. In Texas summers, you take, like I could take up to 4 showers a day. It has happened. Anytime I go out socially, I'm definitely taking another shower. Like if it's like multiple things, like I said, anytime I'm leaving out the house, I'm taking a shower. But when, like, I do believe, like, if it's a Tuesday and like I know, like, I'm clean, right, throughout the day before, because I didn't leave my house, and just how I'm naturally, my hygienic routine when, like, going to the bathroom, washing my hands, all of that other stuff, right? Like making sure, like, I don't have to get in the shower to have a clean routine, right? After using the bath, all of that stuff, right? I think all of that stuff is important too, because if you don't have a good everyday routine, right? Like if you ain't, I'm just gonna say, like, using wipes, different stuff that you're not doing throughout the day, that's good. That's different, right? I feel like, but I do, it's not that I believe like I'm going on like, oh, the oils on your skin. I really don't know. I haven't really looked it up, but I do preferably like to just let my skin, like, get out the shower dry. Sometimes I just air dry and don't put nothing on, and then just put on. I only put underwear. Like, put on like some, some some boxers, right? Because I usually don't wear boxers. I only wear boxers in the house, type of thing. Or boxers and a wife beater. Don't put no lotion on, and just kind of let my skin breathe, whatever, without, like, because it'd be like some days I put on. If I'm getting 3 showers a day, I'm putting lotion on 3 times a day, baby oil 3 times a day, toner 3 times a day, which, hey, I'm doing all of that stuff to my body 3 times a day. And I can imagine that does do something to your skin. So I think, to your point, it is such a big preference. I feel like, because some people, it's a big preference, because not just a preference, everybody's body is not the same as well. Some people, like, can't go without taking multiple showers because of their natural, secretions, or their natural smells, or the work that they do, right? Like, if you working outside, that's different than me sitting at the desk. I ain't broke a sweat. It's been 30 degrees in here all day. You know what I'm saying? I've been putting on lotion while I'm sitting at the computer. So then I'm going to just get off work at 5 o'clock and then go jump in the shower. It's like, well, bitch, you just sending your body through all of that for no reason. You ain't even did nothing, right? But so I think it's a preference, and it's everybody's different body. So that's kind of interesting. But I don't know what's going on. Clearly, the whole Benny Blanco and the dirty feet and Selena Gomez is a bit. I'm not sure where it's going. Like, where is it stemming from? What is he promoting? I think it's nasty. Like, she kissing his feet. That's obviously dirty. That's not high. That's something totally different. That's you're gonna get something in your throat. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing about hygiene. You can't suck no dirty dick or no musty dick. If you smell it, the same bacteria you smell, it's the same bacteria going down your throat, and it's gonna clog your throat up. That same pubes hair that you see hanging out, it's in your throat. It's in the back of your neck. It's clinging against your walls. All that pube hair that smell like fish and poo-poo is now in your throat. So don't be acting like hygiene is not important when it comes to sexual activity, because it ain't just STIs, baby. Until you have to have some antibiotics for that throat, don't say nothing to me.
Yeah, but we were kind of talking about this, I think, offline, but that's some people's kink, though. Some people like that. So they're sexually turned on from that. And I agree with you, but that's why I say it's such a touchy topic now, because I could say that I could be on singing from a mountaintop, or, on the podium, just going off about that. And it's somebody, I'm like really being offensive to them because that's what they like sexually. So I don't, so that's not, go ahead.
Just keep with doxycycline. I guess they fine.
Yeah, but, well, I'm just thinking about, like, the French Revolution and, like, King Louis XIV, 15th, 16th, and all that, stuff that was going on in the House of Versailles you know, hygiene definitely was a problem then. And they were, you know, they were still being sexually active, and they all had BO. I guess my last thing on this would be, I try again, to each his own, but when does it get to a point where it's too much, where it's kind of offensive? Like, maybe you do have a BO that's really strong, that's like making people feel sick, or they want to like throw up and stuff like that. Like, I think we've all been in situations like that where somebody has like BO and it's like so strong, and it's just like it really makes you feel sick. And I know for me, I try not to be, but I know my facial expression says it all, because this is like, oh my gosh, this is like, I can't, this is a little teen too much. But what, like, if that's their preference and they're like, well, you know, for whatever reason, they might be a take a shower every 3 days type of a person, but they really should be doing it every day. But they BO, they don't care, because they might even kind of like it. So like, I guess where does the line cross with that? Now that everybody is kind of sharing their different preferences, like, but I mean, what's teen too much of that?
I don't think it's an answer to that. I think we all have what they call that a public responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And I think once you are, you know, infringing on someone else's pursuit of happiness because you stink, I think that's where the line is drawn. But again, though, you also have the ability to move. So I think the line is drawn if I'm like at a South by Southwest line to get in to go see Kiki Palmer, and I've been waiting for an hour, and you're in front of me and you stink and I can't move, then that's a problem. We're gonna have a problem, because you have the right to stink, but I have the right not to smell it. And so that's where I feel like the friction happened. If I could just walk away, then hey.
Yeah.
But bitch, if I'm forced to smell you and it's uncomfortable for me, you don't have the right to make me uncomfortable. So
but
that's where, you know, then I hit them with a rock.
But they might be a naturalist. So that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, it's just so...
I get a stone. I get a nice stone. So what they want? Some amethyst, a ruby, Aquarius. Like what? Give me some stones. I'll make sure I hit them with one of them. I keep it natural.
Yeah.
Get hit with a rock. Yep, on site.
Yeah. I don't know, this topic for me.
When you see those two fingers touch.
Oh, girl.
Did you see the lessons on the touching of the fingers?
Oh, yeah. I knew, but before they was doing that, I remember somebody talking about that a while back. So, yeah. Anytime we've done on here, I've always done this. I don't do this. I always do this.
So, yes, you are late when you do this. It's tea when you do this. So please, y'all, make sure when the fingers touching, the two fingers, correct fingers, are touching.
Oh, and people that's listening on the podcast, it's not your pointing finger, it's your middle finger. You cock the tea with your middle finger and your thumb, not your pointing finger. You look like you don't know what you're doing when you're using your pointing finger. You're appropriating a culture and you're not even doing it right.
Shout out to Emerson's girl, Armand Wiggins.
Oh, girl. That's not my girl. She's queen homegirl squad. That's not no girl of mine. But anywho, okay, so yeah.
No, she is not. That's not your homegirl. You something you.
I know. I never said that. You put that words in my mouth
yesterday, and now you at Sonic. You usually eat your Burger King.
I ain't been to Burger King in years. Stop it.
You did, but you got that triple Whopper.
That was that was decades ago.
I have never seen nobody. You're literally the only person in my life that I've ever seen eat a triple hamburger.
That was when we were teenagers, everybody. I don't even eat meat no more. So
that was so funny.
You keep saying it like I did that yesterday.
Right, because you flip-flop at Burger King and it's Sonic.
I haven't been to Burger King in decades. And I never said Armand Wiggins was my homegirl. I just watched her during the Diddy trial.
Okay. That's it. You know it's tea when you see those two fingers
Oh,
touch.
girl, you gonna keep doing it.
When you see them two fingers touching. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess moving on. The whole hygiene thing is a touchy subject. It's not like it used to be when I was younger. I just keep my mouth shut and I just do what works for me. And hopefully my man will do what works for me. They were, but it was more shame back in the day. It wasn't like you couldn't be like I was doing. Like if it was back in the day and I was
taking a bath and then going in the bathroom and dishing after the club.
No, but it was more shame. That's what I'm saying. It was more shame with it. Now it's not shame. Now it's just like, oh, well, yeah. It's not the same. Yeah, they was thinking, but you would read them for Phil. Now it's like what I'm doing. It's like I'm having to sift through all this. Oh, well, it could be that they like this. They're naturalists. You can't say this. You can't say that. Girl, I guess. Live your life. My man can't, though. That's what I'm gonna say. My man can't.
My man.
But okay, so next topic. No, this ain't that's not a man. Who I'm about to talk about.
First of all, don't try to set me up because I wasn't saying that person was a man. I was saying around the topic that we about to get into, my man, but not necessarily. Just go ahead. I don't think I can get myself out of that.
Right.
Oh my God, you tried to set me up on the podcast.
No, I didn't.
I was not saying I did not say they were a man.
Okay. Okay, but next topic is the topic that's been popular this week on the internet, or the Clock app anyway. It's EJ Johnson. He sat down to talk with Carlos King. I don't know if he was promoting anything. He just happened to be on there. I don't know if I didn't watch the whole thing, so I don't know if he had something going on. I don't know. He was on there talking, and he was talking about a topic that has I guess I don't know what words I want to use. It's just caused a lot of discourse on the internet, I guess I can say. It's a lot of think pieces being made about this topic. So I'm just going to go ahead and set it up to play. Hold on. Make sure I'm playing the right one.
My man. Shout out to Little Kim going on tour with the Pussycat Dolls and Maya.
Yes. Shout out to, even though I'm hearing bad things about that tour already. Like, they're saying that it's a tour that don't nobody want. It's the comeback that don't nobody want. I'm like, well, they were kind of ambitious with them tour dates. I mean, like, some of them, like, they're going everywhere. I'm like, well, but I think people will go see them. A lot of people went and seen Christina last night.
Right. I didn't know nothing about who said they want to go see. What? I feel like with her newfound fame, I don't see that being a big deal. People not going to see her.
I agree, but they saying that that's not the comeback that they wanted to see. So I'm like, oh, okay. But here's the clip.
Ooh, the Little Kim fans?
No. That's not. I'm talking about with Pussycat Dolls. Not nothing really about Kim. I'm just talking about Pussycat Dolls. Anyway, this is the clip. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip with EJ and Carlos.
One of the biggest storylines on your spinoff was, you and your sister liking the same guy.
Honestly, that is ultimately what got the show picked up. But also, in terms of the gender and sexualities and stuff like that, it was very important because that happens. I don't attract gay men, and I'm not attracted to gay men. Like, it's just not a thing.
Tell me more about that.
It's just, I think, like, if you ask any of the girls, like, they'll tell you the same. And I think they're just labels. That's why, like, I don't care what, like, I'm dating someone. I'm like, I don't care what you identify as or what you call yourself, as long as you're happy being who you are. But to be honest, it's like, that's why I don't go to gay clubs. I don't go to, gay things, because it's like the men that I attract are not there. And also, like, they're like, they kind of like wave you off. You're just like, oh, that, hey girl, like, it's not, you're not in here like the rest of us are. It's just, it's always, but I never really understood it until now, because before, when I would go and I just was like, there's something about this room. It's like, it's almost like they don't want me here. Like I'm not really in it here because I'm not presenting as a man. I'm not presenting in that way.
And to be clear, the gay community room.
Yeah.
Your own community. Yeah.
But it's not like a shameful thing or just like, oh, they're mean to me. But it's like, these are not my men in terms of attraction. Now, if I'm just going to have a kiki, sure. But like, these are not the men that are interested in me in that capacity. I do that when I go to the straight rooms.
So... So, has it always been that way for you in terms of when it comes to men? Has it always been what some people consider the straight guy always being the one that would approach you?
Or somebody who, has been intimate and dating, women for most of their life or like up until then. For sure. Absolutely. It has always been that way, but now it's like even more so now that I definitely present in more of a feminine way, because also like it's like my energy is that.
I'm gonna chime in first real quick, episode, because it's a part that excuse me, y'all, that I heard this time that I feel like majority of people is missing. So I'm about to play devil's advocate for EJ in a sense, because he said, is, so up to this point, it's always been straight men who's been attracted to you. And EJ did say, well, yeah, or men who had been with women for the majority of their time or up to that point. And I think up to that point would kind of discredit a lot of the transphobia that this has launched. Because, man, you talked about this earlier this week, and I had a really, really, really strong negative reaction to EJ, and it still stands. But again, that also, two things can exist at the same time. I am again upset at the wave of Black hetero cis women who now feels like that was such an attack on them. So now it gives them license to be transphobic. And again, it kind of goes back to what you were saying about the hygiene thing. And kind of, sort of, not really, because I think it is, even though, like you said, if you're not, this is not your life. So let me rewind that, because I'm not going to go all into why cis women are so bothered or have these issues with people who identify as trans or non-binary, or like EJ kept referencing, people who present in more feminine energy or whatever. I definitely think with the DL whisper and all of that, it's become a hot thing to be transphobic, right? I think it's like everybody's been transphobic for years, but it's like right now it's rampant. People are, the transphobic think pieces came by the droves when EJ did that. So I'm not condoning that, and and I do think, listening back to that, he did say up to that point, leaving that room to, okay, even if they used to identify as straight, he said up to that point, so maybe they're not identifying as straight now, right? But they are attracted to EJ. And so I did miss that part the first time, or at least I didn't allow myself to hear that part. And I think that is a significant part that would debunk a lot of these think pieces. However, I do still stand by the negative rhetoric that EJ is pushing, that there's this divide between what is straight, what is gay, right? Or like putting men who identify as straight or would like him on a different pedestal, right? Like these, like gay men is only your sisters, like all gay men, and then those are straight men. They're more of a catch for you. And I think it's the old school way of like thinking. I think if we look and move in the world of what queerness is, where it's so many gays that would like EJ, right? Or find EJ attractive. And those gays might be at a typical gay club, or those gays might be at a straight club. They might not agree with him. They might not identify gay. I would probably put those people in a queer box, meaning they, right, sexuality doesn't mean anything. Because just because a person in a club that finds you, in a straight club, finds you attractive, why is it them becoming like so separate from a gay person at a regular gay club? Like, why are you putting them on this pedestal, or like putting them this otherness or better than this? And that's where I feel like that privilege, that money, that because you transitioning and transitions, you feel like you've done something better than someone who decides to be cis. So some stereotypes in there too. And so I'm kind of trying to choose my words carefully, because I feel like clearly EJ has gotten probably majority negative response from this. But I do feel like he perpetuated and amplified the same stuff that Laverne Cox was saying, the same stuff that T.S. Madison was saying, when in reality, I feel the same way. I think my husband in a straight club, but I still think they gay. I don't think my husband is at the gay club, but I'm not looking at the person at the gay club at the straight club that I think that's going to be my husband. Like, he's a better butch queen than a butch queen that I might fall in love with at the gay club, or the potential. And so I think that's the difference in this, right? Like, because she's acting like she's like this experience is just monolithic to her, right? Like, Emerson, we say this all the time. We ain't gonna find our man in the club, and we're cisgender, gay, queer men, right? And we say the same thing. So what makes it think that that's just something for her and the girls? So that means that now you can be kind of perpetuate the stereotypes of, like, because you're a trans woman or trans identifying, you don't hang out with the punks. That's basically what you said, girl. I don't be with the punks. I be with the niggas. Or we talking about EJ. It's probably not niggas. They're probably let's just do whatever. What's your response, I'm saying? What's your response?
Yeah, she be with the Wahite. And that's probably who her men be that she meets at the straight clubs as well, if you ask me. Nothing wrong with that if that's what it is. I'm just saying I think that's what it is for her. My thing is, I hear what she is saying, and okay, I'm gonna go back because, well, no, I'm not gonna go back. I hear what she is saying. She's saying that she has, the essence of femininity, and that straight men are more probably attracted to that than her gay Judies. And I hear that, right. Right. And I hear you. And what I was going to say was, I would be lying if, quote unquote, especially for like femme girls. If you're a femme girl and you feel like you have feminine features, or, you know what I'm saying, you think that you giving pretty, and you got a man who claims to be straight comes up to you and say that they're attracted to you, or they in your face like they want you and stuff like that. And I ain't gonna lie and make it seem like, oh, that's not flattering, or you might not feel a little extra high about that and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with necessarily maybe being flattered by that kind of stuff and stuff like that. But, I guess my thing with it is, because she had a smile on her face when she said, I be with the straights. And I'm like, okay, but are you being objectified by the straights? Like, are you just somebody they call 2:00 in the morning to fuck you? And that's it? And then they go about their merry way and live their straight life? And my thing is, does that give you a one-up to me going to a club and meeting a gay man that like me as me? Because I'm a femme girl too. And I meet a gay man at the club, and he fuck with me, and he fucks with the essence not just of appearance, or he's attracted to my femininity. He likes me. He likes me, Eric. He likes me as a person. He likes the essence of Eric. So he's gonna go out. We gonna go to the movies. We gonna go to Disney World. We gonna go on vacation to Maldives and get one of those villas over the water. We go, we outside and we together, and people know we together. I'm not somebody who we just have a relationship in the living room or in the bedroom. At the house. You're always at the house. You know what I'm saying? So I guess my point of saying is, for her or girls who think like her, I'm like, it's not really a flex. It's not a flex to be with a man who claims to be straight and he likes you and you fucking around with him. Unless that's what you want. Like if you just like, okay, I'm fucking him and or I'm gonna fuck him a couple of times because okay, fine, you grown. But if you trying to sell it like that's gonna be my man, no, baby, y'all don't have a relationship. You got this straight man and we don't see. I ain't seen EJ with a man. Like, where is these straight men at? Where you got a man? At least Laverne Cox, man, her MAGA police officer was taking her out, and they was out in public places. Where's your man at? And I keep him a secret, girl. I doubt it very seriously because you are a public figure. You are Magic Johnson's daughter. If you was anywhere with a man holding hands, like when you got outed, when you was with that man at the club years ago on TMZ, we would see it. I don't see you front row at no basketball games with no straight man. So my thing is, what's the benefit of that? Like, to me, that ain't cute. I mean, EJ's what? I think 33? You a little too old to be saying stuff like that. Like, I'm being with the straights and stuff like that. Girl, that shit to me, that ain't
old
cute.
School, it's not cute.
That's not cute. So I think for me, that's fine. And it is some true. I get what she's saying when she's saying, oh, well, the gay girls aren't attracted to me. But you made a good point when we talked about it on the phone. Well, girl, if you going to the Abbey, girl, nah, they ain't gonna want you. Right. You being a femme girl ain't the reason why. Because let's just keep it a stat. Gay clubs here in Austin, even though it can be reminiscent of the Abbey, but if you in certain areas of the club and where we be at, men come around that would get with you, that would like you, that are gay.
Yeah.
So
and that's the thing too, that part right there, because I feel like that what she's saying furthers the connection between guys who might like femme girls or who might like trans girls, who might like drag queens. They're part of our community too. Let's stop putting them in this other box, this straight box, right? It's so, because me, I have guy friends that I'll be meeting at the clubs and stuff that likes my sisters. My brother was with my trans sister and stuff, not my personal brother, but I'm saying one of my friends, was with my, trans other friend. And I hang around gay men or men who are a part of our community.
Yeah.
I think if we continue to other them, and that's what the point that I'm making, and I feel like they do this other on purpose because it makes them feel like it's a class thing or it's a way to marginalize marginalize other people in a community where they're already marginalized because they're rich. And what I'm saying? Like I say, you do hear it from a lot of a certain type of trans girls. I've been hanging around trans girls all the time. And of course, they all want to trade. They all want that. But a lot of the time, the trade want to hang out with the gays too. The trade, they could be themselves and not all gay people or all queer people are not the same.
No.
We don't all, and of course, it's a majority. EJ, you know that you're the minority, right? And we know anything that's female or feminine is discriminated against. It's a larger conversation that needs to be had. So what she's saying is not that is not necessarily true, but to other the guys that like you and try to put them in a different class or make them, they're straight. But why are they straight? Why can't they just be men who enjoy girls like you, right? And she did kind of say that, right? That's why I want to make a point. She did say that, but she also doubled down on that they're straight. They're straight. Why? So because you said you don't care about gender, you say you don't care about, you say they're straight, they're only being with women up to that point, then why are you emphasizing that they're straight, that you only date straight guys, and straight guys only stop othering them. You know, I was hanging out with a guy who we met. He was trying to holler at one of my trans girlfriends, and he clearly was, you know, not used to being out with the gays, but he wanted to be. He hung outside. He got my number. He hung out. He had called me. We hung out. He was hanging out with us, and everybody respected. He liked the girl. You know what I'm saying? It's 2026 now. Like, that's old school thinking, right? Like, they either straight or gay. That is just doesn't exist anymore to me. To say somebody is straight or somebody's gay. I mean, maybe it does. I'm not saying there's not just straight people and there's not just gay people, but it's so many people in the middle. And I believe that what EJ is referencing is the people in the middle that is this, that's what queerness is. And they deserve community too. And whether they want to be at the straight clubs or hanging out at the gay clubs, or if they, you know what I'm saying, like, their attraction should not dictate what space or label that you trying to put them on. I feel like them calling them straight makes them feel like they got a better catch than a gay guy. And it could be
that's exactly
from
what it is.
Historical trauma, right? Like, it's, you know, she brought up that the gays don't like her. So I feel like she's maybe experienced some things that make her feel that way, right? Like, you've heard, but it's the same way when the rich football players say that black women don't like them. You know, you hear that all the time. White women treat them a certain kind of way, right? They can't be themselves with a black woman, you know. So that same old school trope that they're trying to play up to try to convince themselves, you know, to, you know, give them a reason as to why they dated white women, when all of us know we're going to say something about it. I feel like the same thing with EJ, right? Like, she knew by saying I only date straight, like you said, she smiled and she knew what that was going to give. But then she tried to put that, well, they don't like me. Well, who is the they? And if you're talking about the they at the club, well, some of them don't like me either. Some of Emerson been saying this for years about his femininity, that he wasn't, like, you know what I'm saying? It's, but that don't mean Dan Emerson, like, I only date straight men. It's only a certain, you don't, it's many girls that I know, many feminine presenting guys that I know that will not declare that publicly, because again, that's another divide that is pushing that DL narrative. It's just the same old school tropes. And I feel like people do that out of insecurity. She looked very insecure in that interview. That whole section was giving insecurity to 100 power. If you're a bad bitch that you say you are, you wouldn't be saying stuff like that. Like you said, it was childish. It didn't give bad bitch energy. It gave insecurity. And and to me, it gave shots fired. But again, I don't think it's an excuse for women to be all with their panties in a bunch. This ain't even about y'all. Like, I mean, I guess it could be about y'all, but it's not literally about y'all. I think the beef is with EJ trying to separate herself from our community and trying to separate the people that she date from our community as if they're better than. And that's just the way it came off. You
well,
know,
EJ
again,
did also say, I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off, but EJ also did say the thing with the straight women, one thing that they might have, or cisgendered women, what they might have took offense to what EJ said was, well, when I was younger, they told me I couldn't wear dresses. And I'm like, why can't I wear a dress? I be wearing dresses now and I look better than the straight women. They look a mess. I look way better than them. That's one of the things that I know they probably would have felt a way about in that interview. So, and I'm not saying that gives them an excuse. I'm just saying, though, she did say that. Yeah.
It was another insecure statement from her. Who says that? Bad bitches don't talk like that.
No.
And bad bitches with pissy cuts. And then that guy was like, remember that guy I sent you? He was like,
yeah, I be screaming.
She was like, man, I look good in this picture. She's like, bitch, you don't. I'm not going to say all that she said. Because she
said, so, she said a lot.
So I just think it's that same narrative with trying to come against the black gays. Like, we got our own, you know, it's all about that, really. And then you use that to then marginalize the community. So girl, do you. I just, people say she's not a nice girl. I don't know, but I I don't know. But Emerson, so with you being a person who has identified and as like a feminine presenting butch queen, what kind of men do you like? Like, what is your journey in that? Like, even now, or what some of your past experiences been with that, and what are you looking for now?
Well, I definitely am not looking for somebody who identifies as straight. Like that just does not gonna work for me in my life. I think that like that is childish. Back in the day, of course, I'm not gonna lie and make it seem like, oh, I didn't want the trade and all that kind of stuff and da 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 da. Or you have a guy who said, well, that whole thing and Marsha Plates, I think that's her name. Her think piece about it was kind of spot on. I agree with a lot of stuff that she was saying. You get that guy to come. Yeah, but Marsha Plates on TikTok.
Yeah, that's the podcast.
Yeah, that's her name is but her name is Diamond, but that's what her handle is. Anyway, she was talking about how you get that guy and they normally say, oh, I'm not normally with, I don't normally like dudes, or I don't know, but I like you and da 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 da. And how you get a rush off of that. You're like, oh, okay. You might feel a certain kind of way, but it's like you're being objectified in that moment. A lot of times they just see something in you that they want to like scratch an itch with. It ain't like they want to fuck with you. Like they want to fuck with me. Like I say, the essence of me. So no, for me, like I want a man that is comfortable in his sexuality. He ain't necessarily got to be like gay. I mean, he could be bisexual, whatever. Pansexual. There's so many titles now. Pansexual, bisexual, whatever. He just needs to be comfortable in dating me. Like if you're dating me, you're dating, it ain't gonna be, oh, I'm going to the straight club, I'm acting like I'm with bitches, I'm be talking about them, but I'm gonna call you when I leave the club and I am fucking 42 years old. I'm not dealing with that bullshit, and I don't think that's cute. That's not a flex to me. I wouldn't come out bragging about, oh yeah, I got him like that. When guys talk like that to me now and they say stuff like that, it's just like, I don't be all like like, oh, that's like, oh, okay, that's nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm not engaging in that. I need a man who is comfortable with his sexuality, and he gonna fuck with Eric. He's fucking with me. And regardless of, I mean, I'm not saying he gotta be, I'm queer and I'm proud and he gotta wear it on his head. I'm not saying that either. But if we outside, we outside. If he come to the grocery store, when we at the grocery store, we talking, food or whatever we gonna get for the house or whatever like that. It's just, it's nothing. He don't, because he fuck with me. I'm not interested in that shit that EJ is talking about. And I think that's why I just have a problem, because I'm like, that's not a flex. It's not a flex having niggas in your DM. Some other trans girls or people who or non-binary dates, they talk about stuff like that too. They don't really brag about it, but I've heard them say stuff. Oh, your favorite rappers in my DM and stuff like that and like that. That's not a flex. Cause my thing is, if they in my DM and they trying some secret shit, they want to fuck me secret. That's not flex. I'm not impressed by that. Like, you want to keep me a secret. You want to fuck me as a secret, or you want to, so you can scratch your little itch. But then, we both outside separate. You don't want nothing long term with me. Excuse me. That's what I want. Something long term. I'm looking for something that's gonna go the distance. I'm not looking for it's nothing wrong if you are. Again, that's what EJ want. If EJ just wants somebody that's straight, that they can lay down with every now and then, and maybe get a suite at the, Beverly Hilton, and, with her money, and entertain a straight man so they can scratch her itch, then go have at it if that's what you want to do. But that's not cute, and that don't mean that you are doing anything better than us girls that's going to the gay club and meeting people at the gay club or wherever we meeting them at. You're not doing anything better than me. So you ask me, my whole thing is I want a man. He could be gay, he could be pansexual, he could be bisexual, he could be whatever. But he ain't gotta. He don't. Me saying he's straight, that I don't want that, because that's a headache. It's an inconvenience, and it's just not cute. So I didn't necessarily say what I do want, maybe in detail, but I don't want that. I don't want somebody who come out there straight, and I'm gonna be like, I'm coming around, with my man, He at the straight club. He ain't gonna be at Highland. He gonna be at the straight club. He gonna be sit up there around people like us. He be at the straight club. That's where he gonna be at. And I'm gonna sit up there and meet up with him after the club. Oh, okay. But that's my man.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? And that's what I'm thinking. And it goes back again. What's so funny to me, because the story could be used for so many sectors within the gay community. Because I just think about even my experiences where I feel like I've talked about this on the podcast so many times that I feel like I've been used by quote unquote straight men to come out, or I was a part of their journey of living the gay life, or really moving forward, settling down, being in a relationship. And even now I come across that, right? Like I get a lot of like the DMs, like, because not only is it the straight guys who objectify femininity, it's those same guys that objectify masculinity or whatever they're looking for in a man, and they wanted to be in a your DMs and on a DL, and they want to like you in the dark and stuff like that and stuff. So I totally agree with you. Like growing up, that was cute, going thinking over the niggas baby mama house. Or like, I remember I was messing around with this guy who was like a ex of a cousin, and child, the baby was in the crib and we was getting it on, and he was straight and had the baby in the crib, and he bent over and I was fucking him and the baby started crying, and I'm just like, well, what do you do in that situation where the baby started crying while the daddy getting fucked? It was just like, do I become like, is the daddy now motherly? I don't know. It was just a weird situation, right? So he basically had to take the dick out and go put the baby back to bed. And so that kind of, but see, those things is, I remember that boy that I'm referring to, he was not straight. You get what I'm saying? Like he was straight, but definitely, and this was back then when we was just, I feel like this is 20 years ago I'm talking about, where those lines were just so heavily drawn. They're not, because when he wasn't straight then, he might have had a baby mama, had a baby, living with his baby mama, but he wasn't straight. He wanted to hang with me. He was masculine, but he was my whole, you know what I'm saying? And so it's that this thing that they, and I like those guys too, right? But they're not straight to me. So I wouldn't identify him as straight, and I wouldn't bring them up to, like, Emerson, situationship that I've been going through. Even recently I talked about on the podcast, right? But it's again, she did say this, they're whoever they are going to be comfortable with. And I think let's build upon that narrative, right? That the lines are blurred. The queer community is not all monolithic. It's not all just feminine and masculine. It is some feminine. It's feminine. I mean, it's feminine on film now. Mm-hmm. That's the whole thing. Everybody's about mask on mask, but it's film on film. Mm-hmm. I see it all the time now. Like this Gen Z, the new people that's coming up around sexuality, it is so blurred. It will blow your mind. And I see it, like, you talk to the 20-year-olds or the 19-year-olds, like like the young people in the community I'm with, you don't know who's Zooming who. And it could be either both masculine or both feminine, or one is masculine, one is feminine, one is non-binary, one is trans, one is cis, one is pansexual. There's a whole one person, their partner is pansexual. They don't even have sex. But then they're in the open, but then they're poly, so he has sex. So it's just a lot going on. And I think EJ sitting there with that old school hairstyle, I think is having that same old school mentality, and we need to move away from creating division within the queer community, and not only say I don't care what label, but actually stand by that. Because even as I got older, I think I am very much more pan than I used to be, right? I feel like I want a feminine nurture, right? I crave feminine, someone that's feminine and nurturing, right? And I don't think, a lot of nurturing can come out of somebody that's just overly masculine. But maybe, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, right? It's not like this one way or one thought that's going to find the guy I like. I like masculinity, but I really like feminine nurturing energy, right? So what does that look like? I don't know. It might be, but also like like I like people that's confident and in control. So that, I like bad bitches. I like bad niggas. So it kind of goes like, I don't know. Like, I can't say that the next person for me would be a mass presenting man. I cannot wholeheartedly say that, because what I do know is that the nurturing part of somebody is going to outweigh anything else that I'm looking for, right? And then the confidence, and then all of those different things come in. So what does that look like? That don't look like straight or gay, because that's a lot of jumbo, gumbo. Shout out to Miss Tina and her gumbo, or beef stew, as they call it. That last video episode was a mess, but the little boy was at the doctor. The little AI videos, AI. But yeah, so I just think, for me, I am more pan. I'm more interested. I always think about the masculine and feminine energy and where I lean in. And I feel like I'm more leaning into more and more feminine energy for me. It's just, I like it. Like, somebody's going to fold the sheets and then, use Gain fabric softener, or they might get some purple tiles. I'm like, oh, that's cute. But my ass gonna get some gray tiles, and then might use a fabric softener or not, right? Like, so I'm looking for that balance. So I don't think what EJ talking about would work in my world. I don't see the world like that. I don't see people like that, or opportunities to meet someone like that.
Yeah, no. And then I guess to go kind of piggyback off of what you're saying, like kind of even the opposite, if you're like having more feminine energy and you have just certain things that you do just based because you have feminine energy or whatever, and people automatically think that's a straight man. But no, that doesn't work with a straight man really either. Even if I have the essence of femininity and I'm given like certain things I do that are more like feminine, with a man that's quote unquote straight, he ain't gonna receive it really. I mean, when is he gonna have to, like, the stuff you talking about, folding towels and stuff like that? He probably his baby mama gonna be at his house folding his damn towels, or he probably live with her ass, and she, you know what I'm saying? So or it's gonna be somebody else. It wouldn't be me, or if it was me, it would be me in secret. So I would want somebody who openly would want me to be able to be like that, and maybe that is for some femme girls, that could be another feminine girl, or like just a butch queen. Like, they might go to the club and they have feminine ways, or or what I'm saying, they're not just quote this thug, whatever. Like, they're a butch queen, but they still like what you're saying. They like you. They still like that femininity, but they might go to the club and pop it or throw it and do whatever, or do things that are considered to be feminine, and where people are like that, oh no, he's one of the girls. No, he actually does. He likes feminine energy. He likes feminine energy too. He's just comfortable with his feminine side. And I think that's a better situation for me, to be honest. Like, that whole straight thing, that's cute. Especially when you're younger, that's cute. But 42, no. If he might be like, oh girl, he was queening out today. Yeah, he was, but he blew my back out when I got home. So
that's my man.
Right. That's my man. Like, girl, he might be, he was queening out. He was feeling it. Yeah, he was on the floor throwing in a circle and girl, yeah. And then he gave it to me good when I got home. No, he gave me what I wanted, regardless of what y'all girls are talking about. What his image is, what I'm saying, or he's not giving trade. I think for me, as I've gotten older, that has definitely give me somebody who, I don't care about all that type of stuff, because I definitely, again, that straight stuff, you can miss me. So that's it for that.
Give me somebody that can feed me, fuck, talk to me, share their emotions, a crier, somebody to laugh, just all that. Somebody emotional, not overly emotional, but somebody that can express themselves.
Oh, definitely.
Give me all that. And that's, and pussy pop on the handstand, and put their hat to the back and fuck it up and pull their underwear down, and they got their it varies.
Yeah,
it varies. But I think I think We need to. It's good to, and I would have to say too, the trans girls, non-binary girls, the feminine presenting girls have to step up too, because if they want things to change, we can't keep amplifying these old rhetorics that the butch queens don't like me. Yeah, I get it. That's true, and it's a big and to that.
Yeah, it's a big and.
That's all I'm saying. So that's all I had to say today. I would like to give a shout out to my man. His name is Harold G. Croft. He is 5'5".
Who the fuck is Harold?
D. Croft. He's 5'5". Chocolate. He's from Ghana. I'm just playing.
Oh, girl, it's time to go.
It's time
to go. I guess I'll holla. Oh no, go ahead.
I holla. Thank y'all for listening to us again. Another.
No, I thought you was about to say something.
Oh no, what was you about to say?
Oh no, I thought you were about to say. Okay, go ahead, finish. Yeah, we out. Thank y'all for listening and watching.
Shout out to YouTube. Episode the TikTok videos. I still have to figure it out because I cannot do it from the computer, so I'm gonna have to screenshot. We'll talk about it offline. Holla y'all
Later.